Hi, Mary from Reviewer's Diary with another Foundation Friday. And today I am using 4 new products, actually. 2 items from CoverFX. One is the anti-aging primer, which is supposed to have beneficial ingredients for aging skin, and the Natural Finish Foundation. I also used Tarte CC corrector. I did have to add a little bit of something else, and I also used the Tarte CC Bye Pores powder. So if you want to see how I get all this done, stay tuned and take a look back there. Thanks and stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to be applying for this Foundation Friday CoverFX primer and CoverFX Natural Finish Foundation. The primer is an anti-aging primer that's supposed to have a whole bunch of anti-aging goodies in it. I'll put a link to the product down below so you can go take a look at it. And the CoverFX Natural Finish Foundation is oil-free and apparently like pretty good stuff. So there are 2 other new products that I still haven't used yet that are going to be integrated into this, and one of them is the Tarte CC corrector. So this way I can see if that works under my eyes, because the Tarte makeup guy, I went to Ulta and there's very nice makeup artist from Tarte, did my makeup and my daughter's makeup, and one of the things that he suggested was the CC corrector. Now I know corrector's going to be a good thing for my bluish under eye. I'm also going to be using Bye Pores, which is a powder from IT Cosmetics. It's a sheer powder and I still haven't opened it yet, so we'll see how it works. I am assuming that it's going to probably help, because I've seen it demonstrated on TV and I kind of liked what I saw. So hopefully it does help with the setting the makeup and keeping it there. So, alright, so I'm going to start first with the primer. Now I already put a whole bunch of under eye cream under my eyes, and I'm actually going to do something one of my viewers suggested that I do, and that is put a little bit of the primer under my eyes as well, which I don't normally do. Now this is a brand new tube. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know, I can never quite tell when the camera's focusing on the product. Okay, and that's it right there. It's kind of a yellow color, but I'm sure that it blends in clear. Let me get the mirror closer and see what we can do here. You're going to hear the puppy in the background because he is playing in the office here. By the way, I'm exhausted. It is really tiring to have a baby animal in your house. This feels really good. It doesn't feel greasy. It only has a very slight silicone feel, not a heavy silicone feel. Okay, so I'm just going to let that set for a little while, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that primer has had a chance to set. One of the things that the Tarte person told me is to put on my corrector first and then brush on my foundation and just try to blend it in. This is a salmon color, but it's like not... This is what the packaging looks like. It's peachy, but it's not terribly peachy. You can see I have a finger mark in there already. I am going to use the brush to apply this because I think I might be a little heavy-handed if I just do, like my finger. So, let me put it on here. I'll warm it up with my finger after I'm finished. Huh. Well, that's pretty good. There's a difference already. Now, I do have baggy eyes today. Don't usually have bags under my eyes. This, I think, is a little bit on the heavy side, so I'm just going to buff away parts of it that could be problematic. I'm not sure how I feel about this so far. It is very thick. And I know you're not supposed to put on a lot, so I'm trying to be very sparing, but it's hard because I'm trying to really cover up those dark circles. And I really need help in that department. I'm liking the way it came out on this eye a little better than I like it on this eye. I think I may have buffed away a little too much right there, so I'm just gonna reapply just a tiny bit right there, warm it up with my finger, and pat it in. It is kind of sticky. I would rather take it away intentionally rather than have the Beauty Blender, which does soak up product, take away my product. So I'd rather remove it myself without my tools removing them. So I do have a foundation brush. Now you're all gonna say, well, your foundation brush is gonna take some of that off. Well, it might, but you know, we'll wait and see. I'm gonna buff this down a little bit when I do the foundation. And I have this nice new foundation brush. So it doesn't have any foundation on it. So I'm gonna be using this to buff in the foundation. All right, so now I'm gonna use the CoverFX Natural Finish. This is new to me. I know it's not new, but it's new to me. It is cruelty-free brand, which I'm delighted about. And there's the color right there. Let me tell you what the shade is. N25. So I look like I am definitely going to be a good N25 with this this foundation. All right, so I'm going to apply it first a little bit with my fingers, then I'm going to do a little buffing with the brush. That seems to work out really well, and so we're going to go ahead and put this on. Now that was a little, I think it was a little bit less than a pea size amount, so I don't know if I'm going to need more. But we'll wait and see. Let's see what the how it comes out with the brush. This brush, since it's brand new, might soak up a little bit of the product. So I may have to reapply a little bit more. Now wow, that really is like a satiny finish. Look in the incredibly insulting magnification mirror. It looks good so far. It doesn't look like it's, I have a texture area here and I have a few dry patches, and it doesn't look like it is attaching itself to those dry patches. I'm just gonna pat around my eyes. Alright, so I think this might work better the next time because the brush now has makeup on it a little bit, so I think that'll help. But right now, since I just put it on with the buffing brush that was completely dried out, I'm going to take just a little bit more on my hand, like less than half of a pea size. And I'm just going to build a little bit more in the areas that I really need it, like my nose and my chin. And maybe a little on the forehead. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you what, I really like the finish of this makeup. Look again in magnification. It's like really nice satiny finish. All right, and so now the last thing I'm going to demonstrate before I just put the rest of my face on. I still have makeup left over, by the way. I did not use that much. So thinking that just a tiny additional amount would probably be sufficient. All right, so the Bye Bye Pores powder from It Cosmetics comes in this. It has that like satiny finish cap, which I'm not real fond of. I did take the seal off in advance. It comes with a little puff, and it has this kind of open, kind of not my favorite. I really like the way that Bare Minerals does it. Okay, so I just shook it a little bit to see if I can get any to come out on the puff, and I guess yep, a little bit. So let's just see if we can just, he said not to be afraid to bake under my eyes. So I guess you could consider this baking. Well, this puff is not going to work for me. I think I'm going to just have to put a pretty heavy swath of this powder under my eye area, if I can get it to come out. It has a heavier texture than the average HD powder, so I know that's one of its claims to fame. So now maybe if I put the puff in the cap, because I had to put it into the cap in order to, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this puff. It's nice, but it's not doing anything for me. So let's just put a little more, put a little powder in the cap. I'm going to use a finishing brush around my eyes. And I have this one, which I really like, and I've been using for a while, and I'm just going to pack on a little bit of powder there, and I'll sweep it away when I sweep away the rest of my face makeup. I'm thinking my eyes are looking wrinklier already, so I don't know what the solution is, because, you know, this is not good. This is wrong. I only have really fine lines, but I'm looking really old right now. I'm hoping this powder can, wow, help the situation. Let's just put a dot, dot, dot. I have the fan on overhead. I ended up with quite a bit on the brush. Well, that feels positively luxurious. And I think that, you know, aside from having this wrinkly issue going on here, I think I'm okay. Okay. Well, I like this powder. So far so good. Of course, I haven't had it on all day, so let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how it is after a few hours. I'll check in again. So I'm going to put my entire face on, and I'll be right back. So here I am back with all of my makeup on. I'm not terribly happy with my under eye area right now. It doesn't look horrendous, but it doesn't look, you know, as smooth as I would like it to look. I remember seeing somebody put this Bye Bye Pores in a big swath across under her eyes, and they must have used a filter. It was on QVC's channel, and all the lines under her eyes went away when she went whoosh. And I thought, I have to try that. Well, of course, it doesn't really work that way, because, can you believe it? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So I like this, but it's a little bit heavier than most of my finishing powders are. I probably will stay away from my eye area with this and use something very, 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 very thin under the eyes to set my under eyes. I think, you know, I feel very made up right now, and I think it's entirely possible that for this foundation, the Beauty Blender may actually be, or a Beauty Sponge, whatever your favorite is, because I also have a Real Technique sponge that I really like, but I also have a Beauty Blender. I have a lot of sponges, but whatever your favorite sponge is, it might be better, because this feels like I feel really made up. And it's not a feeling that I really like. So, you know, I do like these. I think the coverage is awesome. Of course, the HD camera, for some reason, like, I'll look normal to the naked eye, but then the HD camera picks up every flaw that I have, and, you know, so I don't know for sure, because I have another product that doesn't photograph well. I'm not sure if this does, but this is like really nice. It matches me perfectly, and for that I am really grateful. And again, this is N25, and that's just neutral, is what the N stands for. And this is just a basically colorless once you smooth it on. It comes out a little bit orange on your finger, and that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I wish that I had a better feeling about the powder and the corrector. It's the first time that I've used these, and so I think I need a little bit of practice before I can really render a decision on whether I like these or not. I think what I'll also do is, in the upcoming weeks, I'll do a get ready with me and use these products and use a beauty sponge instead of using a brush. So that might work out a little bit better. I'm not sure, because there are spots that I have that don't get covered very nicely with the Beauty Blender, because the Beauty Blender does pick up product. Even when it's soaking wet, it still picks up product. So we'll see. Next time I'll do it with a sponge. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I can use all the thumbs up that I can get. Also, please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and you know, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this Foundation Friday. I really appreciate it. I will check back in at the end of the day, and what we'll do is we'll see how well this wears. I don't think this stuff is going anywhere, but I will check in again at the end of the day. So thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.